Hello, guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today I will be talking about the audiobook The Corinthian by Georgette Heyer, narrated by Georgina Sutton. So, I came to know about The Corinthian through this thing called Audible Escape, and it was there in 2020. This feature is now removed, but it was an amazing feature and it basically consisted of romance audiobooks. And there were categories like there was Regency, then contemporary, vampire, detective, and all these things like fantasy, thrillers, all of these things were there. And there I found Georgette Heyer. And I'm so glad that I found her because I have been through so many gems of hers through this, and I will tell you why. So, The Corinthian was written by Georgette Heyer in 1940. Georgette Heyer is famous for writing Regency romance novels and crime detective novels. So, her Regency romance novels are basically more prude, like Jane Austen, and her novels have more wit. I can say that, more charm, and they seem to have more color. And which is because there are vivid descriptions of finery, clothing, habits of the Victorian nobility. It's all done in exquisite taste. That shows how much research she has put into setting the atmosphere of her stories, and it helps a lot for the reader to invest in the story itself. So the story revolves around Sir Richard Wyndham, a rich 29-year-old gentleman of exquisite style and manners, and an understanding and exposure to the world which has made him somewhat bored with it. Like gentlemen of those times, Victorian gentlemen, they used to have these Europe tours and they used to go to these universities and they used to have all this exposure to the world. And Sir Richard Wyndham is also brought up in that fashion because he's rich, he's nobility. And he does have a romantic temperament somewhere hidden because, he has it. He hides it because, his experiences has told him to be more practical and, rational in these matters. Like he has that enlightenment thinking that reason and rationality rules in life. But yeah, the romantic reform comes in his life. So he's almost going to offer for Melissa Brandon, a woman whom his family has settled upon him to marry. But, the thing is that Melissa Brandon, she was also of a respectable, noble family, and her family and his family, they thought that these two should marry for, nobility and for the blood and all these things. Because marriages used to happen like that, alliances used to happen like that. And yeah, but also there's this thing that Melissa Brandon's father is in a lot of debt. So she wants Sir Richard to offer for her because then he can clear off all her father's debts, all her family's debts actually, because her brothers all are in debt. Because in those times, rich gentlemen used to go for gambling, they used to gamble a lot and all these things, and they used to be in debt. Like that was a fashion of those times. And you can see that in Georgette Heyer's novels, she describes it very well, how it used to be. So, but the thing is that fate has something else in store for him because once at night when he came out of a pub, he was going out to a street and there he saw Penelope Creed, a girl of 19. Yeah, she's younger, quite young, but in those times the age gap was not much of a thing, and yeah, so that is that. So anyways, she was climbing out of the window of her aunt because she also has a great fortune and her aunt wants her to marry her cousin, like the aunt's son, so that they can have her fortune. So she wants to run off and she wants to go to her hometown where she has a childhood friend and Piers Luttrell, and she wants to marry him. So she's deciding to go all by herself. And when Sir Richard Wyndham comes to know about it, he tells her that no, we should go together because you will be unsafe, and rightly so. And she has this idea in her mind that she will dress up like a boy and together they will go. And so Sir Richard is her uncle and she is a boy now, and she takes the name of Pen, and together they go on an adventure which gradually forms their relationship. And it's very humorous, the chemistry between them, the dialogue, the wit and the charm. It's very organic. The progression of the story is very organic. The progression of their relationship, the trust, the friendship, it's very organic. And Sir Richard is very aware of the fact that he's older than her, so he's protective of her. And so it's beautiful, and I think it's done in a very healthy manner. So that is the thing, that is why I like the story. I mean, I didn't see red flags in the story, and I mean, this is my subjective view. You might differ or not, it's up to you. I mean, I will love to have a discussion in the comment section if you want. Anyways, the plot of two people going together for an adventure is done a lot, but the execution matters, and here the execution is amazing and it's unique. Like, I haven't read this kind of execution for a long time. And the story not only has a delightful progression of chemistry between the two characters, but it has an amazing contribution of the side characters, and the murder plot doesn't look something out of the blue. Like, you see there's this murder happening and all the other things, but they don't look askew. Everything is done in a very nice way. Like, everything is adjusted together in a very good fashion. Like, the story doesn't look unorganized. The things are happening organically in a sequential form. So that is the thing about this book, and that is the thing about Georgette Heyer's writing. She doesn't compromise on anything, be it the research, be it the atmosphere setting, be it the characters. All of her characters have layers. The setting is like, it has a research based setting, like the way she describes objects, dresses, habits. It all shows that how much pain she has put into it, and without compromising on the charming aspect of it, without compromising on the artful pleasure of it. So you get everything, and each and every character and every plot line is beautifully woven together to bring up a perfectly crafted novel. And Georgina Sutton has done an amazing job of bringing all the characters to life, be it the condescending tone of Mr. Richard or the high-pitched voice of Ben. All the characters seem to have a good personality, because she has done an amazing voice acting. And even Sir Cedric, who is like Melissa Branton's brother, he is like a drunk guy and he's spoiled and everything. He's also in debt, and he says to Richard, "Hey Ricky, just run away." And he's an amazing character. And the way Georgina Sutton does it, like, he calls Richard, "Hey Ricky, my boy," and it's done amazingly. Like, all the accents, all the tones, all the styles of each and every character, the uniqueness of each and every character comes out through her voice. And that is the main thing about this audiobook, the main experience about this audiobook. So I highly recommend you guys to listen to it, because it's done amazingly. And yeah, that is the review of The Corinthian by Georgette Heyer. If you liked it, please like my video, go and listen to the audiobook, share my video, and I will meet you all in the next video. Thank you.